to mention a few things. First is just to remind you again for the newcomers about the topic, study business administration in Germany. Here are our guests. We have much more people joining because we will be answering your questions also in written. Therefore, we have a student and we have also some others joining us. The organizer of the session is German University, a database where you can find programs offered by German universities. There are more than 24,000. And if you're searching for the ones who are fully or partially in English, there are more than 4,000 as well. So it's a great variety from where you can select a program. If you want to know about universities, about the events and offers that they have, you can also search per university and see their profiles there as well. For articles, please feel free to check these articles. They are very informative, written by internationals. If you have questions related to, I don't know, visa or scholarships, all the information you can find here, or you can wait for the next coming webinar, which will be either a general webinar or subject-related webinar. For general webinars, it's only somebody from my German university, and we try to take your questions in the live Q&A there as well. But subject webinars are way more informative and interesting because you have the chance to meet your future program from wherever you are joining us now. And we frequently had cases when somebody was either in the process of application or has applied already, and they wanted to connect with their future program coordinator, like let's say like this. So it's all possible. This is our team. We are based in Hamburg, Germany, and we are counseling in different languages. Okay, then without further ado, let's give the mic to Isabella Kern of Hochschule Bonn-Rhein-Sieg.
I hope you can see my first slide. Well, thank you, Nina, for the feedback. Yeah, let me welcome you to our international business program here at Hochschule Bonn-Rhein-Sieg in St. Augustine, Germany. Allow me to introduce myself first. My name is Isabella Kern, and I am a research associate in the Department of Management Sciences here at University. And also I am playing a role in the International Business Program as being study program coordinator since the last 3 years. On the next following slides, we will show all the information or share all the information with you. And not only that, you can also find all the information on our website. So feel free to scan the QR code that you can see here. And also my student assistant in the background, 𝘱𝘢𝘃, is taking over the chat today, and also will share some information about the program with you later on. And we'll share the link to our website, to our study program website, with you via the chat. So as I said, I'm not alone today here in our session. 𝘱𝘱𝘃 is operating the background and taking care of your questions that you may have, and that will arise in the next few minutes to our program. So feel free to share your questions with 𝘱𝘱𝘃. She's a student in the 3rd semester in our international business program here in our university. So you can, so to say, ask questions on more or less eye level with her. Feel free to share your questions. Before I get started with the program details, allow me to give you a rough idea of our university profile. The Hochschule Bonn-Rhein-Sieg operates across 3 locations: campus St. Augustine, which is the main campus, Hennef and Rheinbach, which are 2 other locations in our university. We do exist since more than 30 years. So last year we celebrated our 30th anniversary, and we do host 5 faculties among all 3 locations. We do offer a broad range of 41 practice-oriented bachelor's and master's programs in the fields of management sciences, computer sciences, engineering, natural sciences, and social security sciences. Of course, our university not only offers education, but also research. We are hosting multiple research institutes covering diverse topics all across our 3 campus locations. And we are proud to have a numbers of more than 90 partner universities and in 43 countries, which of course provides a strong and international network, especially relevant for our international business program. Talking about the number of students, we do approximately count less than 10,000 students, 9,500. This is on average the number of students we count all across 3 campuses. Of course, we have a staff of professors, 150 of them, and more than 300 other industry experienced lecturers that enrich our lectures and our classes with practice-oriented study and study content. To give you a little impression on how our campus looks like, so on this slide you can see the buildings where all the courses of our in our international business program are taking place. This is the E building and the G building. On a wonderful sunny summer day. So this is actually the campus where everything is happening on campus St. Augustine, where you will have once, in best case, you will get admitted to our program, have all the lectures in our university. Well, what is the program about? So we are diving a little bit deeper into the program itself. The program is a bachelor's of degree program comprising 210 ECTS credit points. The standard period of study is 7 semesters, which already includes a dedicated mobility window. This mobility window, we will come to that a little bit later. 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘵 will share some information in this regard with you, but this gives you a great deal of, so to say, flexibility, to either complete not only an internship, but you have also the opportunity to spend up to 3 semesters abroad in our program. The teaching language is fully in English, so everything is going to happen in English. You do not need any German language skills. We start once a year, always to the winter semester, and the start of the program is mid of September roughly. And the study location, as already been mentioned, is the campus St. Augustine, our major campus actually of our university. So what actually sets our program apart is, a very dynamic and future-oriented curriculum and the interdisciplinary focus, combining business, language, and intercultural skills. This gives students the opportunity to specialize according to their individual career goals. And the program, of course, gives by this a strong emphasis on hands-on learning and real-world experiences. So if you are looking for, a vibrant and multicultural community, if you want to experience a practice-oriented curriculum, content, and are interested into an extended study abroad opportunities and a lot of flexibility in your bachelor studies, then listen up in the next few minutes, and maybe this program might be the right choice for you. So let's get a little bit deeper into what is the curriculum about actually. And it must, I try to show just quickly how to separate the different 7 semesters. So during the first 3 semesters, students complete the foundational studies, so to say. So in the first 3 semesters, they focus on building a strong academic baseline in specific areas such as business administration, international business law, finance, cost accounting, mathematics, and statistics. Of course, this is also part of the business administration studies, and as well micro and macroeconomics. So these are the topics that you will have to cover. Language courses, of course, and international communication courses, which is a major part of the international business studies in our program, are an integral part in this period, in the study period. And yeah, since English, of course, is a primary language of instruction, it's been said, students are required to demonstrate at least a B2 level of English proficiency as a part of the admission process. So these modules for students for more advanced topics and for the applied learning in the later semesters. In the semesters 4 and 5, students move over to the profile sharpening specialization courses at this stage. So students choose 2 specializations, allowing them to deepen their expertise in specific areas of interest. In addition, elective modules provide insights into complex international issues and future-oriented topics, such as digital competencies, self-management, resilience, emotional intelligence, stuff like that. Alongside academic knowledge, students further develop special skills or soft skills like creativity, international teamwork, and collaboration skills, interdisciplinary collaboration skills. And the Language Center, of course, offers a broad range of further business-oriented language courses, which are tailored to the professional needs of the students. So the semesters 5 and 6 and 7 include a special feature. We already named it. This is the extended mobility window worth 30 ECTS credits. And this allows the flexible scheduling for students of internships and or study abroad experiences, which is both possible. So you can stay up to 3 semesters, 1.5 years. This is, yeah, up to you if you want that, but at least you have to spend 1 semester and invest that into a practice experience or study abroad experience. In the 7th semester, the program includes the final phase, so to say. Students complete their bachelor thesis in this semester, which is complemented by advanced modules such as business ethics and CSR management, international strategic management. And this is followed by, of course, the thesis defense and the colloquium at the end of your studies. The practical application is a core element throughout the entire program. Students work with business simulations, practical case studies, project management approaches, and complete a practical semester in form of an internship, as been said. The specialization areas, as we said, are happening in the 4th and the 5th semester. Ipti, would you like to share some information about that with the audience?
I was really focused about the chat. Could you repeat
Oh,
the question?
sorry.
So about the specializations, you will start. Could you hear me well, first of all?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The specializations, it's really important to start taking them into account in 3rd semester, but it's nice to get to know about them right now. On the IB program, we have the chance to specialize in different areas. For example, in the business-to-business marketing, international financial management, international management, sales management, and sustainability management. Students can take specializations courses abroad. As Isabella explained before, we have a mobility window, and in this mobility window, you can do these specializations in there. And if you can speak German as well, you have another offer that you can take into part of the specialization from the Department of Management Sciences. That's a big plus. But however, for example, me, I am not a German speaker. I can still take into account into this specialization I just listed, and they are really useful, since it helps you a lot to specialize in a subject that you already courses in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd semester, and there you can already know which, for example, subject you want to specialize on. From my point of view, one of the main highlights on our university in general is the language courses. They are really formal, and you actually get to know for free all these courses. We offer a lot of languages, for example, German, Spanish, French, Mandarin, and even Arabic. In the IB program, is it mandatory to take 3 modules, the language course? The regular language offers usually are German, Spanish, French, and Mandarin. For example, I am a Spanish speaker, a native speaker, so I am taking for 3 semesters the German course. And in general, it's a really good way, for example, if you focus a lot into getting good grades, to just make your grades go higher, or it's just an advantage that we have in the IB program, these for 3 semesters, and it helps us to make our degree more international, since you can focus into another language to learn. Of course, one of the key, as Isabella said before, the key features in our degree that makes it international is the internship and the study abroad. Both of them are compulsory. Usually it takes place during the 6th semester, and the study abroad semester can take place at one of our partner universities or non-partner universities as well. We have a lot of partner universities in all over the world, in Asia, in Africa, in Europe as well, of course, in America. In the chat, maybe Isabella will publish the link for our partner universities. You can check them in our website as well, and it's really helpful if you want to have that on mind. And this is useful, for example, if you want to get to know which language you want to learn in the curriculum of IB, since you will be using it, for example. If you want to do a study abroad in China, you can start taking in the 3 semesters the language course for Mandarin. The internship, it's a full-time employment in a company. The internship can be either abroad or either in Germany. The only requirement is that the minimum duration is 20 weeks. And yeah, it takes a continuous 6th semester. And that will be from my part.
Yeah, thank you, Ipti, so far. So we just have 2 slides left. Allow me now to share at the end what actually are the requirements for you to get a ticket, in other words, to get a spot in our study program, because I think this is the most required question, or more frequently asked questions here in the session. So how to become one of these guys here that you can see on the picture, the badge of 25 is what you can see here. So what are the respective key information in this regard? Applications are submitted online, yeah, via 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘈, as Nino in the beginning mentioned. So you have first to register in 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪 and then apply through our university internal university application program. So if you in the background will share a link with you where all the respective actually step-by-step guide is explained, how to apply for our program on our website. So please feel free to open and yeah, save the link for later on. But as I said, you can also find it pretty easily accessible on our landing page website of the program. So the program itself is tuition free. Yeah, there is no tuition fee, which means we do not have a price tag, except of course the semester contribution, which is currently around about 350 euros per semester, which is actually a standard at German state universities. And for this fee, for example, you get public transportation tickets, reductions on several student services, stuff like that. The application period is for the winter semester, as I said at the beginning, as we just start once a year, is from 15th May to 15th July, which is the closing date. So we will, in short time, we will open the application period. We have 70 spots to offer. So we generally plan with 70 spots, a batch of 70 spots. Sometimes it's a little bit more, sometimes it's less, and it's very difficult to plan this specific number, but this is actually the group size that we are admitting for every winter semester intake. The program is admission restricted, which means you have to not only bring a GPA of at least 1.8 on average, a school living certificate or any equivalent in this regard, so you can read along that information, what is required for you, especially if not being a student with a German school living certificate, but another from abroad. Please read along that in our step-by-step guide, application guide on our website, the students who are not applying with a German school living certificate have to provide proof of an English language proficiency of at least B2 CEFR level. So, as I said, this is the QR code for the guide where you can scan it and read on that later on. And this actually are the fields where you can in the future, after having graduated from our program, you have different opportunities to step into the world of practice. So there is a strong demand actually for graduates in international companies. Of course, the globalization, any kind of fields. So you can start working in marketing, project management, auditing, logistics, consulting, human resource management, business informatics, sales, finance, controlling, and many more. So you have great opportunities starting and studying and graduating from our program. And you have opportunities to take on leadership positions and also tackle complex professional challenges. Not only that, you also with 210 ECTS credit points are eligible to proceed with a master's or MBA program afterwards, which opens you, of course, further opportunities into your future career. So this is so far from our program, International Business at Bonn-Rhein-Sieg University of Applied Sciences. If there are questions left, please feel free to share that in the chat. And of course, feel free, and we would welcome to hear from you later on, maybe via email. So please reach out to us if you're interested in specific further information. We would be happy and looking forward to support you with your decision-making process. Thank you.
Second presenter, Abril from Kühne Logistics University. I hand it over to you.
So, hi everyone, my name is Abril Perez. I'm from Mexico and I'm here to represent Kühne Logistics University. And today I'm going to talk about the Bachelor in Business Administration that we offer. Feel free to write any questions in the Q&A, or you can also write down our email address later on, so you can also send us the questions to us. So who are we? We're Kühne Logistics University. We are a leading state recognized research university, and we are located in Hamburg. We were born or created in 2010, and all of our programs are 100% taught in English. We have around 550 students with around 30 professors. So we have a really personalized approach. And we have campus in Hamburg and in Vietnam. We are really truly international from the staff and also from the students. We have more than 60 nationalities on campus, and we just got the AACSB accreditation, which put us in the 5% best business schools in the world. And now, going directly to the Business Administration Bachelor, it's a 3 years master, 3 years program, so 6 semesters. It's fully taught in English, and we also have some specializations. So we have 4 profiles. I'm going to mention the profiles in detail in a bit. We also have an integrated study abroad. So we have 1 semester abroad with over 60 partner universities, and we have also an integrated internship during the bachelor. So you can see how the curriculum looks in this slide. It's a lot of information, I know, but let me break it down for you. So we have the first 2 semesters where you have like the more basic or the more core courses that you're going to have during the bachelor. Then you have the break. Then you have the 3rd semester. And in this moment is when you choose your specialization. So we have international management, sustainable management, supply chain management, and digital management and innovation. And of course, depending on the specialization that you choose, you're going to have different classes starting from the 3rd semester. So, for example, as you can see, if you go with international management, you're going to have to choose between languages. So let's say if you are a Spanish speaker, then you will have to go with Chinese or German. And it's just, don't worry, you don't need any previous knowledge. It's mostly for you to start learning a new language and create more of this international mindset. Then you're also going to have empirical research and then international finance, consumer behavior. So all depending on the specialization that you are having. Then after the third semester, you go to your semester abroad on the fourth semester. And as I mentioned, we have over 60 partner universities, so you can choose technically for all over the world. And then you have the break, which is not really a break because in this moment is when you have your internship. So between you after your semester abroad and before your fifth semester, then you do your internship, and then we have the two final semesters. And this is more or less how the schedule looks like for you. So as you can see, you don't have classes like all the like you don't have a lot of classes during the week, but it's a lot of information, and you also have homework. So we try to balance it out for you to be able to also enjoy your student life in Hamburg. Now, to give you a bit more of detail regarding the specializations, so international management focuses more international teamwork and intercultural skills, is more data-driven decision making with global KPIs, KP, I don't know what I'm saying, sorry. KPIs, international accounting and financial systems. And for sustainable management, you go more with global sustainability and ethical decision making, intercultural communication and international organizations, data-driven sustainable business strategies. And supply chain management goes more into data-driven systems and coding, supply chain and logistic strategies, and efficient warehouse and operations. And lastly, digital management innovation goes more into management information systems and digital economic fundamentals, coding, data management, data-driven problem solving, innovation strategies, and success factors in new markets. So as you can see, it has some relation like one to another, but it also really depends on the focus that you want to have during your bachelor. So if you are more of a fan of numbers and coding and all that, I will say you go definitely with digital management innovation. And this, of course, is also going to help you if you decide to do a master either with us or in a different university. Now, what makes 𝘗𝑢 special for you? First of all, the student life. We have plenty of events going on campus. We have something that is called the Oscars night, when our students have the opportunity to create technically a movie, a short movie, using all the knowledge they got from their classes. And then we also have awards used as an Oscar night. We also have like a party afterwards. You have to come in a fancy dress, in a fancy suit. So it's really enjoyable. We also have TEDx at 𝘗𝑢, which is actually happening in February. So you may know TEDx is a really huge event. And we also have a lot of other events happening at 𝘗𝑢 and also a lot of clubs that you can take part in and also do a lot of extracurricular activities. We have smaller classes, so we try to keep the classes in a size that you are able to talk with the professors and have a more personalized learning. We also have over 60 nationalities, 100% in English, and more than 60 partner universities, but we still try to balance it out. So we really try to keep around 50-50 when it comes of nationality. So you have the truly international environment. You have the opportunity to learn from different cultures, but also learning from the German culture, of course. We have top faculty and industry connections, so you can also check our LinkedIn and see what our professors are doing, and you can get to know all the research and the level of professors that you will have at 𝘗𝑢. We really try to motivate you to have an operations mindset, which technically means that you're gonna not only learn in theory, but also you're gonna be able to put all the things into practice. And we're also going to help you out with networking, truly a lot. You can go to our website and find a lot of activities that we do related to networking, such as our great event that is called Career Connect, with companies come to our campus to pitch themselves to our students. And you also have the opportunity to then create the connections that you're going to need for your internship. And of course, if you're planning to work after your bachelor's. As I mentioned before, all of the professors try to get to know you by your name. So you're not only a number, but you're also gonna be part of a really special classroom, and everyone gets to know each other, and you have the opportunity to contact all the professors anytime that you need. And now to more of a fun part. About the semester abroad, as I mentioned, is mandatory, so you have the opportunity to go anywhere around the world, and these are some of our previous students going to different universities. So we have Amelie going to Mexico. We also have Ilia going to Colombia. We have other students going to Thailand, Turkey, France, just to mention some. And of course, they take advantage of the academic aspect, but also for the fun of it, and getting to know a different culture is always a great opportunity. And we're gonna help you all the way through your program. So we're gonna help you from the moment that you show interest to 𝘗𝘢 all the way after your graduation. If you want to do a master's or if you want to already start working, we're there to support you. So you're gonna have the recruitment team at the beginning, then the student services team, and then of course also the alumni and career services team. And the career services is going to help you through all these processes that you can see in the screen. So they're going to help you to get to know yourself, first of all, so you can also sell yourself better and give the best that you can give to your internship and also to your work later on. We're going to help you with Career Connect, alumni talks, and you have all the approaches and all the support that you need. Now, we are a private university, so our tuition fee for the bachelor program is 7,300 euros per semester for the standard track. And of course, we also offer a scholarship, so you can go to our website and there is a scholarship page, and we offer merit-based and need-based scholarship, just to mention some, but you can also go and look for all the other scholarships that we have for you. And these scholarships depend on your grade or your motivation, so you can also see all the details, and they help you to cover the tuition fee. And what you need for this bachelor is your high school diploma or a school living certificate. So if you already have your school living certificate, then that's perfect. You can just upload it on our portal. But in case you don't have your final certificate yet, don't worry. You can send also your transcript, and we just not need to make sure that it's also qualifying for the admission in German universities. In case it's not, we also have the Student Collect or the Business Foundation program, which you can do at our university also in English. And you also need an English language proficiency test, also B2, so IELTS, TOEFL with B2 level. And after the documents are checked, then you're going to have an interview with our admissions team and one of our dean of programs. And after that interview, then you're going to have the final result. So first, to apply, you need to go to our website, and there is the Apply Now button on the right corner. And after that, you're going to be able to choose the program that you're interested in, check all the admission requirements, upload the documents that you need. Also write your motivational essay, which is super important. Then you have the interview with the academic director, and finally you receive the decision. The deadlines for the bachelor program is for internationals. March 31st is our recommended deadline, so you have enough time to go with all the visa process and everything that it will be required for you to move to Hamburg. But we can also accept your application until May 31st. That will be the final deadline because we want to make sure that you have enough time for the visa process. And for European applicants, the deadline is July 15, and our program has only one intake, which starts in September 1st. And in case you are interested in applying to 𝘗𝘢, I will highly recommend you write down this code, consultation 2026, since we have an application fee of 50 euros. If you use this code, then you don't have to pay this application fee. So it's like a gift for all the attendees today. So with this code, you don't have to pay the application fee, and we can also evaluate your application faster. And of course, if you want, and I highly recommend you this too, go to our social media. We have a lot of events happening here. We also have a lot of events happening online. So you're more than welcome to join us in both online and in person. And I hope to see you at 𝘗𝘢 in September.
Let me give the mic to Professor Dr. 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥, who will be presenting Management Masters from Witten Herdecke University.
And so now, yeah, a little bit of a different level with the master's program. And I'd like to welcome you to our M.Sc at Witten Herdecke University. My name is 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥, and I am a professor of management, but also the study program coordinator for this master degree. And I would like to take you, first of all, to Witten. In the middle of this slide, you see a map of Germany, and maybe you can see Berlin here, and Hamburg, that we just heard about, is at the top. Some other places that you may know, Frankfurt here in the middle. And Witten is right here where the pin is. And Witten is a city, a small city, just 100,000 people on the river called Ruhr. And you can see some young people here in the floats on our river Ruhr. This is a fun event that they have once a year, that the students and other young people are bringing their floats and floating down the river. So people are having a lot of fun. On the right-hand side, you can see the city center with our town hall, and bottom right is an area in Witten where the students like to hang out, with some pubs and bistros and places to meet and chat after class or even before, I don't know. So let's go on. What makes Witten such a charming student city? Well, one aspect for sure is that we have affordable rents and many shared houses and flats where students live together. Witten itself is a small city, but it's surrounded by several other medium-sized cities like Essen, Dortmund, Bochum, where we have a lot of cultural offers and leisure activities. So you're essentially in a small city, but in a very metropolitan area within a highly densely populated part of Germany. And although it is a metropolitan area, it is quite green, and there are small forests and many lakes and rivers in this area. So it is a very good mixture of like city life and also being outdoors. Also, our campus is like in a very green area, but also close to the city. Here are a few more impressions what the campus looks like. Well, in the classrooms, we have very sort of light, modern feeling, but again, the surroundings are very green and enjoyable, and people tend to have fun. So I'm talking in a moment about just one master's program, but our university overall was the first private university created in Germany. And so we wanted to try things differently from the state universities. In particular, we emphasized very soon that there would be a good interaction between students and professors with small groups and one of the best student-teacher ratios in Germany. And here as well, it's very easy to meet the professors and to ask them questions or really tell them about your ideas, even beyond the class that you're currently attending, and they will be very supportive. The teaching is we have a variety of teaching formats that we use. So we have some more classical lectures as well, but most of the seminars are very interactive or project-based. So that, for example, at the beginning of the module, a company would come and visit the course and tell you about a problem that they're currently experiencing in their business. And then you would get a few weeks to work out some solutions and present them to them, and then maybe get feedback and work out the solutions a little bit more. And at the same time, you would be studying the academic content that you need in order to work on such problems. So this kind of project-based learning is very, very common in our program. And so the motto of our university is actually here we grow. On the right-hand side, maybe you can just see it now. And we want you to grow. And that's why we offer a lot of support. And we want you to grow not just in our academic subjects that we offer, but also in your own initiatives. So we have more than 70 initiatives that were started by students. And very often this is also where the students really feel that they can try out their own ideas and do their own things, supported by the university. So now we really come to the program more specifically. So it's a Master's of Science, which means we do have quite an emphasis on science, as in research methods and research projects that are important. But at the same time, it's a very practical-oriented master's program. Interestingly, maybe for you, is that we have a full-time version, 4 semesters, but also a 6-semester version, a part-time version of this program, which would allow you or make it easier for you to have maybe a job on the side. This could be relevant if either you want to continue some work that you did before, so you might work remotely from Germany still for like a company at home. This is imaginable. Or you could also do a part-time version if you find employment here in Germany, a student job in Germany, which might pay for your expenses. And well, it will mean that the program takes a little bit longer, but also it could be a good choice for you if you needed that extra income during your studies, and also you don't mind spending a year more than Germany. We start in October, but you can apply all year round and find out quite early if you're about your place, even if it starts a little bit later. In fact, if you're applying from outside of Europe, it does make sense to apply as soon as possible, certainly right now. Although we accept applications for the next year until middle August, 15th of August, it's better to apply as soon as possible, so you will find out if you actually get in, and also you can start your visa processes and similar things. So from our experience, the sooner you apply, the better it will be in terms of feasibility of actually starting soon. The tuition fee here is for the whole program, and it's a fixed amount. If you do take an extra semester or two, you do not pay extra. In fact, we're happy to share that our students sometimes, even for the full-time program, take 5 or 6 semesters. But that's usually because they have some other things going on, like starting their work experience already. But if you don't finish within 4 semesters, you don't have to pay extra. And the program is fully doable in English. So it says here partly in German. That is because there are a few electives that will be offered in German, because they have a very specific German context, or very specific German content rather. And that is why it would be very difficult to actually offer them in English, but they are absolutely the exception. All the mandatory modules are in English, and there are many electives, more than enough electives, so that you can certainly do the whole program in English. We're just mentioning here the German modules because if you do know German well, then maybe that is interesting for you. or if you wanted to write your thesis, your master thesis in German, that would be possible too. But on the other hand, if you don't know German at all, that is not a problem. Yeah, what is our idea of this program? We want to prepare you for a management role and for responsibility that you will take in business, but also maybe in non-business organizations. And we emphasize analytical skills, but also the social and soft skills, including ethical awareness. And the typical work later on would be that you are at the strategic and organizational levels in an organization, managing the whole organization, but also human resource or especially general management roles in smaller companies are quite common. And a lot of our graduates, I'll come back to that, also start their careers in consulting. With the current program, which we we went through a re-accreditation process and we have adjusted and improved our module structure a little bit. And one new feature is that we emphasize leadership and transformation. So there's one compulsory module that everybody takes and a number of electives for that support the idea that in our transformative times, we need to understand leadership alongside transformation. So the finance, of course, maybe the amount that was stated, 33,000 euros, looks quite a lot. There's one special thing in Witten, and this is the way we organize the finances. And you can actually, instead of paying a fixed direct payment, which is number 2 here on the right-hand side, you can actually enter an agreement that commits you to pay a contribution after graduation. So for some years after you graduate, and once you have a salary above a certain level, you will give a contribution back to the university, which is a little bit like an extra income tax, but is absolutely not a problem once you have that salary. So in a way, you're delaying the payment, but you're not having to repay a debt. You are paying a contribution from your salary to the extent that is possible for you. And you can also combine and pay some during the studies and some later. So it's a very important decision to enter our program, but our program is also about making the important decisions and well considering your options. Most importantly, we claim that you can study in Witten irrespective of your financial program. As far as the student fees are concerned, you can pay later, and so they shouldn't be a problem. What are you going to? What does the program look like? We have a compulsory module on advanced theories of management. So yes, it's important to have theoretical background. We have this leadership and transformation module that you study together with the students who are doing our MA in philosophy, politics, and economics, which is maybe another very interesting program for you if you do not have a background in business. Maybe then PPE is something for you. But in leadership and transformation, the students study together. As I said, it's a Master of Science, so qualitative and quantitative methods are important, but altogether they make up 10 out of 120 ECTS. Then here are several electives, and behind every box here, family business, strategic management, and so on, there are several electives. So this is not all just one module, but altogether you would take 11 modules from the electives, possibly including advanced methods electives. Those advanced methods electives are interesting, especially if you are maybe looking to do a PhD later on. So this program is definitely also designed to support those who are aiming for a PhD. And in the next level, our practice project or research project is again, on the one hand, for those who are thinking of doing a PhD afterwards, they would do a research project of 10 ECTS. Those who are not on the PhD track would do a practice project. But you don't have to choose your track before you start. You can basically, by choosing your electives, semester by semester, steer more towards the practice side or the research side. I will mention the Studium Fundamentale again, which is a bit of a general studies program, which makes our university quite special and which a lot of students enjoy. But I don't want to forget the master's thesis, of course, which is a big project that you will design together with a professor. So you don't just get given a topic, but you come up with an idea for a research project that you want to do. Given the background of what you've acquired in your other modules, you'll then approach professor and say, well, I would like to go, for example, into this research on AI and leadership. This is something I'm interested in. And then one of our professors will help you develop a master's thesis project on that topic. So here is just to show that the whole program is doable in 4 semesters. But as I said, there is also a 6-semester part-time option where you spread the courses a little bit more. I don't want to use too much time. So here are some impressions from our Studium Fundamentale. So 10% of the credits, 12 ECTS, will be taken in something that has nothing to do with management, at least not on the face of it. So you'll be maybe playing in the university orchestra, or you'll be learning how to paint, or some other activity. I'm not actually sure what the class at the bottom left is about. It could be some rhetorical skills, things like that. Or maybe they are preparing for an acting class. But there is this more cultural side of your studies beyond management. And as we say, our motto is here we grow, and you will grow personally also through the Studium Fundamentale. We have a special day for that. Every Thursday, all the students do Studium Fundamentale, and this is not just management students, but from all our programs, including the psychology department, the medical students, of which we have many here in Witten, and so on. So you have many options, and unfortunately, this is what many of our students remember the best. As a management professor, I want you to remember that the management classes were the best you've done during your time in Witten. But in fact, many students will say later on, hey, this when I was trying myself out in a theater play, or when I was in that choir, that was really actually when I learned a lot about myself. I don't mind that, as long as people are still happy also about their academic content, of course. Now, these are just some last impressions from what it's like to be in our classes. In the middle, you can see me with some students discussing a project in my office. This is actually the same office where I'm sitting right now. So this is a very common scene. The students come in and talk to the professor directly about what they are working on. And here is one of our graduates, Gitta, on the right-hand side. Well, obviously, on the left-hand side, you might recognize me by now. So she is, I've chosen Gitta here because she is maybe a very typical graduate here, in the sense that she started after graduating as in a consulting role for 2 or 3 years. Then she went on to a family business. Actually, it's her own family's business, and by now she is running the company together with her brother. But so she's in a senior management position, doing HR and sustainability topics, but also some others. But she's also considering doing a PhD still, and about a quarter of our graduates actually do a PhD. So consulting, smaller businesses, and research are the typical careers for our students, but we also have a large variety. Many of our students also go to big companies. Yeah. So you need, for the admission requirements at the top, you need to have some sort of business background, at least 80 ECTS in economics or a business-related field. So in a short, if you want to know more specifically, we will check for you individually But this is a program for those who have done business or economics before. And so we'll be very happy to check that before you apply. Our admissions office is very open to receiving requests like, can you tell me roughly if I do fulfill the criteria? That's completely fine before you apply. And then I think my personal tip would be that you do show a strong academic interest in management. So we are research oriented, but also we want people to do not research for the sake of research, but to use it later on to becoming a responsible leader. And this ambition should be clear from your motivation too. So we do have online selection interviews. So you will be personally interviewed in a sort of half-day program, 2 interviews in fact, and 1 group discussion. And I recommend that you take them really seriously, although they are conducted in a very friendly atmosphere. This is really for us more important than what we have on paper in terms of grades. You can apply all the time, and we will also usually be able to invite you very quickly to a selection interview, and then also give you feedback right after the interview, a couple of days later. But we recommend early application so that you know if you're in and that you can start the proceedings and the process of organizing your move to Germany. My email address is at the bottom. You're very welcome to send me an email with your specific questions, but of course, just put them in the Q&A here right now, and we'll try to answer as many of them as possible today already. That's it from me. Thanks a lot for your attention.
This actually is a picture I took from our campus. As you can see, there's a lot of green environment, which is what we call the Black Forest, because Pforzheim is located directly at the beginning of the Black Forest. There's also, by the way, if you are interested in outdoor activities, a long-distance hiking trail called Westweg, which will take you through the Black Forest directly starting from Pforzheim up to Switzerland, if you want to do that. Talking about our program, Digital Business Management, the Pforzheim campus has basically 3 locations. This is the location where your main activities and courses will be happening. So mainly, typically the 2 buildings you see, the 2 large buildings you see in front, that's where most of your lectures will be, also where my office is located. But let's talk a little bit about the university. So we do have quite a long history. It was founded in the 19th century already, and then transformed from what was called Fachschule into Fachhochschule into University of Applied Sciences, which is what we are today. We do have 3 faculties. Our program, Digital Business Management, is part of the Business and Law faculty, or Wirtschaft und Recht. I mentioned the German name because this is important for the application process. So some of the pages are not fully translated to English, so maybe you are looking later on for Wirtschaft und Recht once you're looking for our program. Except from that, we are a state-level public state university with currently approximately around 6,000 students, sometimes a little bit more and sometimes a little bit less, and approximately 500 lecturers. That means lecturers and professors both included in that count. As I said, we have 3 locations distributed across Pforzheim, and there's a lot of other bachelor's degrees and master's degrees programs that you can study with us. One maybe to mention, so Digital Business Management is a bachelor's program, and there is a consecutive master's program if you are interested in that later on. By the way, in the map, you can see this is where Pforzheim is located. Sometimes I also just introduce us as directly the middle between Karlsruhe and Stuttgart, because many people from other countries know at least one of these cities. So we are directly in the middle of them, or if you want, at the beginning of the Black Forest, as I said. Something that makes us, in my opinion, a bit special, of course, is our location. No, but also we are accredited with 3 accreditations. One is the current standard, national accreditation, but we also have international accreditation, namely AACSB and EFMD. We are the only business school in Germany for University of Applied Sciences that have both of these, as far as I know. For you as a student, I would assume AACSB is a little bit more important because that makes us part of a larger network of many universities across the globe. And why would it be important to you? Because of the network for not only the universities, but also the students. Maybe after your studies, you can become a network member, but also during your studies, if you are interested in going abroad again, maybe you are going abroad to Germany to study with us, but then you have an opportunity to go abroad again during your studies. And through AACSB, we are able to offer tuition-free studies in your semester abroad. And I think that's a great asset. Let's take a look at the program itself. So Digital Business Management bachelor's degree is, first of all, a full-time study program that consists of 210 ECTS credits, and you study it in 7 semesters. So there may be other programs, bachelor's degree 6 semester and 180, but ours is a little bit extended. Final degree, Bachelor of Science. The program is fully taught in English. However, there are options in higher semesters where you can choose for German spoken classes if you are interested in that, but you don't have to. So our first language is English, a whole program offered in English as well. Our focus, we are focusing on digital trends, digital transformation management and business models. That's one key aspect here. The other key aspect is data analytics, artificial intelligence, and all trends around that. So, as I said, research focus current digital trends and developments. The program itself, we are a University of Applied Sciences, so we are an application-oriented program. That means our classes are typically problem-based. We do have a lot of interactions with close-by companies. That means from SMEs to what we call the hidden champions, because they may be world market leader in some sector or technology, but you may not know them. For instance, there's a company directly in Pforzheim called Witten. I didn't know it before I went to Pforzheim, but they are world market leader in tubes where you need them to operate under high pressure, for instance. Sectors and technologies, companies around Pforzheim is mainly, there is IT companies, there is automotive companies, and healthcare. That's, I think, the 3 largest domains here around. And then we do have and offer a wide range of electives. I will explain that in a minute in more detail. And as I said, there is an option for an international semester. You don't have to go abroad, but there is the opportunity, as I said, Amongst our partner universities, it's more than 100 choices that you do have. I think we are reaching towards 200 nowadays. But you can check that out, of course, during your studies. The program looks like this. As I said, it's a 7 semesters program. And so what you can see here, I colored that in gray, is what we call our core modules. Core modules are made of 3 parts, I would say. There is modules that deal with general management, economic management. Then there's a second part that deals with social and ethical competencies. And the third part, where my pointer currently is mathematics-oriented modules. And then you do have the yellow modules, which is what we call the program-specific modules focusing on digitalization and data analytics. This one is half and half. It's actually not attributed to the one or the other, because that is our internship semester. So 5th semester basically is made up of an internship, which has to be like 12 weeks in duration with a company. And I think it's a core module, but I consider it to be more a specific module because most of our students choose a company and an internship that is, of course, attributed to digital business management and not to something else. Aside from that, maybe I like to point out 2 more things here on this slide. So one is our electives as a module, as I said. So we do have electives module here in the 4th and here in the 6th semester. That is the change we made and which may be of interest to you because there's 2 options in it. The one option is you can move credits a little bit between these 2 semesters. You can choose between different classes. We have 2 profiles in it. The one is more digital management oriented, and the other is process and analytics oriented profile. You have to take classes out of both. And as I said, you can move them a little bit between these 2 semesters. Furthermore, regarding semester abroad, the semester dedicated or officially dedicated to go abroad or suggested by the faculty is the 6th semester. So, of course, you can also have elective modules abroad. The last thing here maybe to mention is you can see here German B1 according to university test. What does that mean? By the end of your studies, we expect you to reach B1 German language level. Formally, we had classes directly integrated in the program. That is not the case anymore, but you have to take and pass a test by the end of your studies to the level of B1. If you're asking yourself, yes, we still offer classes that you can take, but they are not making contribution to the 210 credits, but we do have a large language center where you can book German classes. Be early on the registration. That's my recommendation. Otherwise, you will have waiting times. But there's a lot of classes offered for German and also other languages if you are interested. Okay, so that's the broad picture of the program. Let's point out a couple of things here. So as I said, there's large opportunity to go abroad if you are interested, because we have a large network of partner universities. Then we do have an integrated internship semester. Also maybe important, there is a huge network of companies that we work with also in projects quite often. And typically our students don't have difficulties finding an internship. Same applies to theses. Theses are often also done in cooperation with companies. And last but not least, we do have a huge alumni network and also mentoring programs that may help you navigate your way in Germany and also across the companies. Mentoring also affects the lecturers and professors, because as I said, we are, and it was said by others before, we are a University of Applied Sciences. That means you do have direct contact possibilities with your lecturers. Our classes sizes are typically in your program around 30, 35, because our official intake is basically 34. Most of the time we have a little bit more students starting each semester, and there may be classes where you have general modules together with other courses, but so you do have the opportunity to get in touch directly with your lecturers and professors, including me. That is also not only affecting our lectures, but our events. So we do have a strong community that basically is not only your intake, but all the intakes. We do have a lot of initiatives and events, partially organized by the students, partially by the professors. So aside from the modules, there is possibilities to get in touch. Here you can see I brought you a couple of pictures. Maybe also because you can see the more like evening and city-oriented events on the bottom. That is parts of excursions. There's also an option to go on excursion, typically organized on semester 3 and above. And there typically we visit cities, but also companies. And maybe important, or what I'd like to point out is we do have the best party, or we are known for having the best parties across all the programs. And that is because of the student engagement. I like that very much. And your engagement can be organizing one of these events, or also across campus, there is a lot of student initiatives dealing with very different topics. So for instance, Initiate is a partnership with South Africa and schooling for children in townships, for instance. 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘵 is a marketing initiative, or there you can see 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘵𝘩, where a race car, electric race car is built. And there's a lot more. I don't know all the initiatives, but many of our students are active in the one or the other. Finally, mentioning our core team. So as I said, there's a lot of lecturers and professors across campus. For DBM and our core modules, aside from me, it is Mario Boslau and Patrick Philipp. Mario focusing on business, digital business management and business models. And Patrick Philipp focusing on process analytics. And then we have 2 research assistants, and a program assistant that you can see here on the right-hand side, namely Marie-Claire Häfler, Lukas Weidelich, and Andreas Schneider also supporting us, sometimes also participating in lectures or providing lectures to you. So to sum it up, our program gives you a comprehensive focus on digital business management. We are pointing out two profile parts. The one is the digital business management part, and the other is the process and analytics part. Then we are part of the business school in Pforzheim, which is one of the top-ranked business schools in Germany. Our program, as I said, is a 7-semester program, a full-time program. That maybe is important, right? You can see that from the duration and the credits. It's a full-time studies program. And yeah, all our applicants, alumni, typically find jobs very soon after studies, or they re-enter for a master's program, but we do have a high employability rate. I would assume it's like 100% really. Aside from that, I forgot to mention one thing. We are the most diverse program in terms of nationalities across the students. So for instance, our last intake had 13 different nationalities on student level, which I like also because there's a lot of interaction between the students, and yeah, there are also German students, so you will have, I think, a good possibility to have a good start in Pforzheim and navigating not only across, but also with all these Germans and the German lecturers. This is it on my side. If you are interested, I would like to point to our landing page, which is the page that you can see here in this QR code, so feel free to take it. I also put it in the chat a little bit earlier, and I did not include something about application process or tuition fees in the slides, because I think it's much better to take a look at the landing page, maybe pointing to it just briefly. So this is, if you use the QR code or the link in the chat, you will be directed to this page. And yeah, I scrolled down a little bit. So talking about the admission requirements, you can see it here on the page. We have basically as admission criteria your university entrance grade or high school grade, and then mathematics grade and English grade is attributed with a weight of 30 and 20%. And you need to pass a TOEFL test or English level of B2 for the representative numbers in the different test types. For non-EU applicants regarding the tuition fees, we are a public state university, so there's no Pforzheim specific rules. They are made by the state of Baden-Württemberg. I think the current fees, let me see there, somewhere it was on this page. I just had it here. So tuition fees. So that's the current tuition fees. As I said, it's not something that Pforzheim University is requesting for. It's rules by the state of Baden-Württemberg. Okay, so far so good. This would be it on my side.
Great. Thank you also from my end. Since we are a bit over time, let us do a blitz Q&A round. First of all, thank you everybody for taking the questions also in written. I see quite long, comprehensive answers, so I will not be repeating the answered questions. And therefore, let me take the ones that are still pending. The question about the age gap, I think it was already sent a few times, at least as I saw it in the Q&A. And I think a gap is acceptable for both master and bachelor's programs, right? So it's okay if somebody doesn't apply right away after his or her high school and or his or her bachelor degree. Good. This is true for all. The only restriction will be for scholarships because I think it's I think it was specifically for 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘨, but and then Abdul said you can still apply. But in case somebody wants to apply for scholarship from 𝘗𝘪𝘵, then the gap between your previous academic degree and the current application shouldn't be more than 6 years. So this is a requirement from only 𝘗𝘪𝘵. Now I would like to ask the programs that do have a motivation letter as a requirement to their program application. Please feel free to unmute yourselves. The question is, does motivation letter really matter or mostly grades an interview?
If I can start,
Yeah.
yes, it does matter, and it matters probably more than the grades. I mean, yeah. And it also matters because we will use it for the interview. So it's also an opportunity for you in your motivation letter to put things that you would actually like to talk about. Because in the interviews, people will often start a part of the conversation based on your motivation letter. So it's very important in two respects for us to select the candidates, but also for you to tell us what you want to talk about.
Thank you. Professor Schuster, do you want to add anything for that? I think your program also has it as a requirement.
I was just looking because we are in the process of changing our admission here. I'm not sure if we still have a motivation letter, but what we do have currently, definitely, so I'm just looking, but I'm not sure. What we do have is an interview for the non-EU applicants, and that is an important thing, of course. Yeah, I think we don't have the letter anymore, but I'm not 100% sure.
If it's not there any longer, let me know later because we still have it on our page as a requirement. So maybe we need to edit it if it was removed. The next question is, do programs have any hidden costs? Anyone who wants to take this one?
No.
No. No hidden.
No.
You are not buying something. You are investing in your education.
No, but to be honest, I mean, hidden costs in the sense of tuition fees, as I just said, and I think it's the same for all the public state universities. It is just what you can see there. So this is it, nothing else, I would say. Maybe if you consider it to be cost, one advice I think that also holds true for all the universities is be early in the process of making arrangements for accommodation. For instance, we have student dorms that are also public driven, but there's a high demand. So if you're not early, you miss out on getting a place there. Yeah. And same with the application. Someone mentioned it for the high school diplomas and the certification. So there's a certain process, and you need to provide it to a central instance, and that it can be time consuming. So I would say be early.
Thank you. Question for Abril. Did you study at 𝘗𝘢?
Unfortunately, no, I didn't.
Maybe let's me stay with you. Everybody mentions the application deadline, but what are the application portals open? Let's take this one for all programs, and then we can call it a day.
Should I start already?
Yeah, you can if you want.
So the application process for 𝘗𝘢 goes from the 1st of November out to the 31st of May for internationals and out to the 15th of July for EU applicants. So you have a lot of time to apply. And then the semester starts on the 1st of September.
Thank you. Isabella?
We have the application window is 2 months in the international business program. It's from 15th of May until 15th of July for both non-EU and EU applicants.
Professor Mollering, you are writing an answer, but maybe if you want to.
Yeah, I'll
for a second
stop
start.
writing. And it's all year round, really, in Witten. But if you want to start in October, you need to apply before August, the 15th August. But if you apply end of August, then we will nevertheless process the application right away. And then you'll be very early for the year after. But no, it's all year round. We're also considering applications all year round. But you can only start in October.
And Professor Schuster.
So for us, it's May 1st to July 15. And you have 2 steps. You need to register to Hochschule and on our university portal.
Okay, before I take some say some concluding words, there are a few questions for Abril and Isabella. In the last question from user, I think he or she already sent it once, and the question is repeating now. So if you could take this one in written, and let me take one question for Professor Schuster. If I don't find an internship on time, what happens? Like, maybe it's possible to do it next semester or so.
Okay, there's kind of like 2 options there. First of all, I mean, you can move your internship semester. Of course, that has some restrictions regarding your studies progress. But you can talk. So there's one of our colleagues, currently Patrick Philipp, is the one responsible for internships. And he would be helping you finding an internship if you don't. Yeah, most students find internships quite soon, but there's also some flexibility.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody.